It's another one. We got another one. It's her. Who that? Big baby slide through in that drop top. Something by Benz looking cute. That's honest.
Today, it's Madden NFL football. It's week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
To get us started now, the kicker Chris Boswell, and we are underway from Cincinnati from the 6. And a good effort on the return there gets him across the 30 up to the 33. Well, the Bengals getting set for their first possession of the ball game and leading them out in his 3rd season. Really the face of Cincinnati football, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow could have won Comeback Player of the Year last season simply for his statistics. 4,600 yards, 34 touchdowns through the air. But he brought the entire Bengal organization on a comeback after 5 straight losing seasons. First with a division title, then an unexpected AFC title, and led the team to their 3rd Super Bowl ever. And he had them less than 2 minutes away from winning it for the first time. Keep an eye on Joey B. He expects to bring a Super Bowl title to Cincinnati in the near future.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. But the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't,
well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Jalen Waddle, 66 yards. And the Bengals are on the board here first in the season opener. We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible and run a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 10. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here come the Steelers for the first time in this game with their free agent signing at quarterback, the former number 2 overall pick, Mitchell Trubisky. 1st and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers. At about the 32. He'll set up the throw from the gun. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. First carry for Najee Harris. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now Trubisky. He finds his man Johnson. He'll get it inside the 20. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 48 yards. And the Steelers are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Boswell good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. This is Thomas. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. And, Charles, if this new pickup can run like that, they're going to be very happy that he was on the free agent wire. A lot of people said, how was he there to begin with?
One of the great questions, one of the great mysteries. But now that they have him, you just know the offensive staff, they're not worried about giving him the full playbook, just things that he can do well.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. T.J. Watt, always a disruptor, there to blow that play up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Burrow now off the bootleg, rolling to his right. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. A big play there for Cincinnati. 43 yards. Hey, they made no bones about it. They wanted to throw this rookie right into the fire, see what he could do. He shows what he can do there.
And you have to really put the time and effort in, because playing a receiver in the NFL is a difficult task. And for a rookie, all that you have to learn to get on the same page with your quarterback, that's excellent coaching. And how about how he's picked things up?
Picking things up in a big way with a big play in his NFL debut. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. Dillon is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll try the right side with Harris. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Trubisky. He gets it complete to Harris. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Looking to throw, Trubisky on first down. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Throwing here, Trubisky. Able to find his man, it's Pickens. And he will have a Steelers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Run with Harris out of the shotgun. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. Harris will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now a toss play. It's Harris. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Boswell's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
We'll remind you that coming up tonight, the first Sunday nighter of the new season, and how about this for a matchup? The Buccaneers and the Cowboys from Dallas, 8:20 Eastern. Then tomorrow, Monday night, just one game here in Week 1 this year, and it'll pit the Broncos and Seahawks as Russell Wilson makes his Bronco debut. And, of course, where is it? Seattle. Coincidence? We'll let you decide. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Marquise Goodwin, 75 yards. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that, man. One play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now Trubisky on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 48 yards.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off Week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a touchdown.
Pat Freiermuth from 4 yards out. And the Steelers get a late score here, the final minute of the 1st half. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it's now 21-17. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals going to take over late in this 1st half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals going to take over late in this 1st half. A slim deficit here in a 1-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 51 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They'll roll him out right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Marquise Goodwin, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bengals will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively off. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 from Bengals TD. Well, in a tight game like this, that could be an incredibly important pick 6, CD. And remember, it cancels out the one that the opposition had earlier in this ball game.
You're right about that, partner, because each side came up with plays to swing the momentum their way. Still plenty of time left for either team to come through with a win, though. Can someone else make a similar play and win it for their club?
And he pushed it right. It's no good. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Trubisky's throw complete there to Johnson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. He's got this to Pickens. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. But we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This taken in at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Parsons. Room here to run. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 for a Bengals TD. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick-6.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. They go play action with Trubisky. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Now it's Trubisky. Over the middle, complete. That's Johnson. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Here's Trubisky to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Anthony Miller, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. So that drive 7 plays in length, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. That's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
The slot man in motion right. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Burrow, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
In motion right, here comes Johnson. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Goodwin able to haul it in. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Marquise Goodwin with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Bengals are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. McPherson on for the point after. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, playing the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They hand this off to Harris. 44 yards on the ground for him so far. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now here's another carry for Harris. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. Nifty move. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Flush to it. Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On the ground, it's Thomas. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth-quarter stop? Crossing route catch made by Johnson. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Now Thomas. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Here's Allen. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Burrow. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. They run with Thomas, and he'll take this one down to the 36. There on the tackle, Minka Fitzpatrick.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st. They stay on the ground with Allen, and they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And he missed it. It's no good. And the lead will stay put at 17. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Bengals,